Hello crafters and welcome back. Let's go to our page that we've last created here. And what I intend to do next is to create these pockets. So I already did offline these two pockets like this, and they're going to be glued there. And I already took out the pictures that I want to use in the pockets, and I'm gonna give them here. So once glued down, these pockets, they're gonna pull like this with a ribbon, and you reveal a booklet with more pictures, and then you put it back and the ribbon goes in. Right now because they're not glued down, and then it closes like that. Same goes for here, as you can see. And the thing is, I want the spine to be the one that goes inside so that it catches the ribbon easily. The one thing I wanted to bring to your attention though, if you have, see, I did not have a ribbon that, I mean, to match my album to be like shiny like satin or silk, so therefore I use this. But if you have a satin type of ribbon, then use that because it's much more slippery, so it will help the sliding in a lot easier. So what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to check this out as a reference, and we are going to work on this next. So let's start working on the landscape one, and let's bring in I already put on the side the picture that I want to use in front, okay, and these are the papers that you are going to need to do this. The difference is in this case, while these open to the left, these are going to be opening to the right. So for this project, you are going to need a piece of cardstock which is 4 by 12, okay, then a piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, another piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/8 by 6 3/16, and then 2 strips of cardstock that measure, and I think this one is wrong, they should measure 1 1/8 by 6 1/4, and this one feels shorter to me, and I have a feeling, yep, this one is wrong, so I have to create another one of these. So this one measures 1 1/8 by 6 1/4. So I'm gonna make quickly another one like this. So 1 1/8 by 6 1/4. So once again, you're going to need 2 strips like this, 1 1/8 by 6 1/4. Okay, next thing, bring in your scoring board. Take your 2 strips, and at this point I want to erase the measurements because I put them there just so I can guide you, give you the measurements. And we are going to score this at half an inch and at 5/8. So you are going to have an eighth of an inch gusset in the middle. Half an inch and 5/8. Same here. Half an inch and 5/8. And then take the piece of cardstock that measures 4 by 12 and score it in half at 6 inches. Let me get rid of the writing on this. So let's do this in half at 6 inches. And I think this is all the scoring we need for this. So now we are going to fold on our score lines and burnish. Okay, so you are going to get this with an eighth of an inch gusset. Let's do the same to the other piece. And let's put this on the side. Now take the piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I want to make sure that this is cut correctly. Okay, and now take your frame board, punch board, and make sure that this is at half an inch. So let's do this quickly. Half an inch is there. And punch it on in all 4 corners. And since we are here at this stage where we are using the punch board, this is the matting piece that is going to be on top of the frame, and this one measures 4 by 6. I already applied the glue and I already inked on the sides. So this is 4 by 6 and this is going to be the frame that will sit, the matting that will sit on top of the frame. So now move this at a 1/4 of an inch. And punch on in all 4 corners. For the time being, we can put the punch board on the side. So this would be the matting. Okay. Next step is let's remove the inside piece. So this will be at 1/2 inch. And this will be at 1/4 inch. We are going to cut. Now I'm going to ink inside the frame. And we are going to apply the matting at this point when everything is nice and flat. Just testing, making sure everything looks fine, and it does. So I'm going to remove my double-sided tape. Oh my god, this is really stubborn. And I'm going to apply the matting at this point. Now take your strips, and these are going to be glued here and here But believe it or not, I kind of fell in love with super glue. So if you want, you can use double-sided tape here, but I'm going to use super glue. Will I have super glue fingers after this? Yeah, of course I will. So the opening is going to be towards the inside of the frame. Be nice and straight. And it was gonna happen over there because I had a little bit too much squeezing out of the tube. It's a new tube. I'm gonna take a little bit of wax paper so that I don't mess up my mat. Because I'm getting glued all over the place. I'll check the other strip. I wish I had some acetone with me here. Take your other strip and let's do the same thing. So the opening is towards the inside of the frame and I'm gonna glue it down here. Okay, now take the picture you want to use. Actually, before you do that, I'm going to put the magnets now because I don't want to forget about them. So what I'm going to use, it's one magnet, it is going to be 3/8 and the other magnet is going to be 1/4 of an inch. So the so this is the point when keep in mind that this will open to the right. Okay, so therefore your front picture is going to be in here, and this opens to the right, so we're going to apply the magnet on the right side. Instead of eyeballing it, it's going to be in the middle. I'm going to put this down, and this is 4 1/4, so I'm going to put this here around 2 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and I'm going to apply some double-sided tape to keep it in place for the time being. This is 3/8 of an inch double-sided tape. Okay, and so I don't forget about the other magnet. What I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to just place it on top of this one to stay there, so I don't forget about it. So let's put this on the side for the time being, and let's take the picture that you are going to use as the front picture. And also take your 4 1/8 by 6 3/16 photo mat, and we are going to glue this here. This picture is smaller than 4 by 6, and therefore it's going to leave a border around. I mean a bigger border around. Okay, so let's glue this down. And this is 3/8 of an inch tape. I want this to sit in strong. And now, so this is the time when we determine where that ribbon is going to be. So the ribbon will be under this, okay, and therefore it should be here. So then I'm going to apply more tape here so I can glue the end of the ribbon down. Okay, now I'm bringing the ribbon, which I'm not going to cut yet, but at least I want to make sure that I am as in the middle as possible. So this piece is a little bit under 4 inches. Okay, now I'm going to remove the rest of the tape backing. And I'm going to use a little bit of super glue here where the ribbon is to make sure that this one never comes out of there. And now I'm going to try and center it as much as I can on my photo mat. And this photo mat is going to be glued inside here, like this, on top of our frame. Okay, so for that, and at this point it's important to use 3/8 of an inch or less than 3/8. So you can even use a 1/4 of an inch tape all the way around. So I'm gonna give myself more freedom with the ribbon. We're not going to cut the ribbon yet. This is 3/8 of an inch tape, and glue it as close to the end of the photo mat as possible. All the way to the end of the photo mat. So when you glue it down inside, make sure that the direction of the picture it's in the correct position. So once again, I want this to open to the right. As you can see, I have all the magnets to the right and the ribbon starts to the right. So I'm testing to make sure I'm in the right direction. Then I'm going to put it down. I'm going to remove all of the tape, including on the magnet, which I always forget to do. Or I forget to put them in. Okay. And I want a little bit of super glue, just a thin straight line. All the way around, and a little bit here on the magnet. Just a tiny little drop. So now I'm gonna take my picture, making sure so the magnet is on my right side, okay? So now I'm taking my picture. I gotta quickly because I did open this up, turn it around, and when you place it down, make sure that you are not on the score lines. So you are like a 1/16 of an inch away from the score lines. I created these small photo mats so that it sits exactly like that. And this one moved. Please don't move. Sorry if my head is in the camera, but I want to make sure that I'm not on those score lines. I'm gonna remove this for a second. Perfect. Let's put this back because then I'll forget about it. Okay, so look, this is better. See this piece is like a 1/16 of an inch away from the score line, okay? And there we go. So right now I'm still not going to cut the ribbon. I'm going to put this on the side and I'm going to bring in the booklet. And once again, when I want this to be inserted. I want it to be inserted to the spine inside, because if you use this part, this might catch, and it's going to be a lot easier. The spine slides a lot easier. Okay. Keep in mind the direction of the pictures when you do this, and especially when you do it on the other side, if you are a righty, that is going to be a little, it's going to feel a little bit awkward. But if you are a lefty, it's not going to be. If you are a lefty, it's going to feel a little bit awkward to do it, to do this part where uh, this booklet comes from the right side. I'm going to bring in the pictures that I'm going to use for this booklet. And these pictures are all 4x6, but because this mat is already 4x6, I am going to crop the pictures like a 16th of an inch all the way around. But before I do that, I'm going to apply, no, actually no. So let me bring my ruler. I will just eyeball it. All I need is for the pictures to be a little bit smaller than the photomask, that's all. If you have a good paper trimmer to do this, use your paper trimmer. I know that at this point my paper trimmer, it will just while it will cut, it will like fray the ends, and I don't want to have that frayed look on the pictures. So that's the reason why I'm using the ruler. As you can see, I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not doing any special measurements here. And the last picture. Just so you know, these frame and booklets are optional. If you don't want to do this, just place pictures or leave those spaces empty on your page. It's up to you. It will add to the bulk of the page. But at this point, my scrapbook page, my scrapbook is so thick that I'm at the point that que sera sera. Okay, so these are the pictures, and now we are going to apply the take backing. There was a piece of picture that was hanging there, so even cut properly. And finally, the last picture. I will also use my corner puncher chomper to give a little bit of a design to the corners. This step is optional. If you want to leave your pictures as is, it's just as fine. Or if you just want to run the corners, whichever it is to your liking. Okay, so I'm going to bring my We Are Memory Makers corner jumper, and I'm going to use this is the cloud and the scallop. I'm going to use the scallop. I'm going to take the photomat and I'm going to do it in all four corners. And I'm going to jump all the pictures too. And all done. Now it's time to put the pictures on the photomat. And again, remember that this gets inserted from the right hand side. And like I said, I want the spine of the booklet to be the one that goes inside and pushes that ribbon in. So for that, I'm going to put my photomat the correct way on my table, and I'm gonna look at the picture and see which picture do I want to show first and in what direction. I mean in what position in the booklet, since this is the child with the father and this is the child with the parents. I think this is more like family pictures. I'm gonna use this for the inside, okay? And these are two single pictures of him. I'm gonna use this for the front and the back. So between these two, I think I like this one with the hat to be the first picture that shows when you pull out the booklet. So I'm going to remove the tape backing. Normally I like to put my pictures in chronological order in my album. I mean in the albums. But in this case, because the client did not provide me with a chronological order, sometimes I guess by looking at the pictures of the boy, and sometimes I have to go by dimensions or by theme in the pictures. Okay, that's one down. Now I'm going to apply the one in the back. Okay, and now we're going to apply the ones in the middle. So this will be here and this will be here like this. And of course, when you apply the ones inside, stay away from the score line. Okay. Let me clean up here a little bit. What you're going to need for the next step is 3/4 of an inch circle punch and whatever type of paper you want to use in order to create this this piece here. Okay, I'm going to use the same paper as the frame matting. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to release as much ribbon as possible. And now I'm going to test the length of the ribbon. So, oops, stay there. Okay, so the ribbon is nice and flat on your surface. And now we are going to insert this. Do not stretch the ribbon, let the ribbon, this ribbon is a little bit stretchy. So if you have a stretchy ribbon, let the ribbon do its to be as relaxed as possible. Making sure that the ribbon did not twist when I did this, and it did in my case. So I'm placing the ribbon down, pushing this through, untwisting the ribbon. Keep your booklet in there. Come around, hold it down, come around. And this is the time when you determine to cut the ribbon, trying to find the scissors. It's better to leave a longer piece than to not have enough. And I could give you the dimensions of the piece of the ribbon, but like I said, we may need to cut a little bit more, but let me give you some to see how much I left hanging here. Let's see. So this does not take into consideration the piece of ribbon that it's already inside, so it's only what is visible. So here I have 12, and here I have another 2, so this is like 14 inches long. Oh, what happened to my computer? Okay, let me put the mouse away. So once again, put your booklet inside and bring this over. Okay. Allow your ribbon to sit relaxed. Do not stretch the ribbon. If you have kind of ribbon, it's a little bit stretchy. So now this is already, it has already double side tape on the back, and I'm going to use my circle punch, 3/4 of an inch circle punch, to punch 2 pieces out. 1 and 2. Okay, put this on the side, this on the side. I'm going to ink them. Okay. Remove the tape backing. So bring the ribbon over, and one thing I forgot to do. So see the direction of your magnet, and now place your magnet in the middle of the circle. So exactly the same way I took it, I didn't twist it around, exactly the same way I took it off here, I put it there. Put this down. Be careful, do not stretch the ribbon. Allow the ribbon to sit relaxed. Okay. And now I'm going to cut this around the circle. Now I'm going to remove the tape backing from the other circle. I am going to add a little bit of super glue here, just to make sure that in time this will stay put. Okay. And now add and glue together the other piece of circle. I mean the other circle, not the other piece of circle. Press it down. Okay. And this is it. Okay, so this goes around. Then it comes over and voila. So let's have these 2 pieces together like this. So you can, as you can see, they are symmetric. One opens to the right, the other one opens to the left, but the mechanism works the same way. Now everything grabs everywhere. Okay, and now you close it like this over there. Same here, you pull on the ribbon, the booklet comes out, and see the spine of the booklet is the one that goes inside. And to put it back inside, you leave the ribbon hanging. Of course, these are going to be glued down, and then just push it in and the ribbon will come along and hold this in place. And voila. So we are done with with the landscape pictures. The next one is the portrait pictures. But since this video is already around 50 minutes long, I'm going to stop it here, and when we come back, we are going to do these ones, the landscape ones, I mean the portrait ones. Okay, so see you in a bit in the next video. Goodbye for now.